Barevzes, dear colleagues from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, government partners, ambassadors, diplomatic community, civil society partners, it's an honor to be addressing you, but I must say I'm very sad not to be able to be there with you in person today. 21 years ago, the Security Council of the United Nations adopted Resolution 1325 on women, peace and security, the first time addressing the overwhelmingly disproportionate impact of armed conflict and violence on women, and emphasizing the extensive contributions that women already do make and must be empowered to make for better conflict prevention, peacekeeping, conflict resolution, and humanitarian recovery. In short, preventing gender-based violence and discrimination and ensuring the equal involvement of women is of critical necessity in achieving the Global Agenda 2030 and Sustainable Development Goals, as well as all nations' goals and aspirations. Lasting peace and security is no exception. Since its adoption, the Security Council meets annually for open debate on the implementation. Debates are informed by the Secretary General's annual report on women, peace and security, and have generated an additional 12 Security Council resolutions to sharpen and drive implementation. These together form the Women, Peace and Security agenda across 4 main pillars: prevention, protection, participation, relief, and recovery. Yet, the 2020 Women, Peace and Security report of the Secretary General raised an alarm that without radical action over the next decade to integrate women into all aspects of peace, we risk a continuous state of insecurity, heightened instability, and prolonged conflicts. Here in Armenia, we have felt the devastating tragic impact of the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, despite the Secretary General's call for ceasefire in the time of COVID pandemic. And all over the world, women have an increasingly critical role to play in times of conflict and crisis, yet remain underrepresented in peace negotiations, in the military, in the police structures, diplomatic sectors. This is true across wider Europe and Central Asia region as well. In the current global peace and security context, efforts to advocate for peace and security for women is more critical than ever. Here in Armenia, the protection and the promotion of human rights and fundamental freedoms are a top domestic and foreign policy priority for the government, while Armenia also seeks to make strides in increasing the role of women in society more broadly. And there have been some important successes to appreciate, like the increase in the number of women in parliament and the high level of women engaged in the burgeoning tech sector, though many challenges do remain. In this line, today we applaud the discussion on Armenia's new draft National Action Plan through 2024, demonstrating a firm stance together with the international community. We appreciate the role of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in coordinating the NAP development, and all members of the Interagency Commission for your inputs, all of you today in this room. And we in the UN, with partners here today, will continue to work closely with government, with civil society, to help bring the NAP to life, as we are already doing in so many ways. Every single one of our 12 resident UN agencies and all 20 of agencies who will together deliver the new UN Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework through 2025 with gender equality at its core. Gender equality and women's empowerment has also been at the heart of the UN's Interagency Response Plan, through which we helped coordinate the actions of 35 partners, including donor partners who have been supporting those displaced and in refugee-like situations who fled the terrible conflict in Nagorno-Karabakh, as well as those host Armenian communities who generously took them in. Thankfully, most have been able to return. Let me conclude by reiterating the UN's commitment to continue this fruitful cooperation with the government of Armenia, especially Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Defense, and all civil society partners and donor partners, to achieve implementation of the 4 pillars of Security Council Resolution 1325. I'm convinced the evidence is clear that promoting gender equality and enhancing women's role at the peace table, greater participation in the armed forces, and other parts of the security sector will go far in contributing to peaceful and secure Armenia, the region and beyond, achieving the bright future that all Armenians deserve. Finally, friends, speaking to you now is quite literally my last official action, as my posting in Armenia has come to an end. I will forever cherish Armenia and all of you, my dear friends. I will miss you all, but I also will look forward to coming back, probably to Zakazor for skiing, and of course meeting Armenians in all parts of the world, enjoying an instant bond, much as William Saroyan mentions in his famous poem. Let me end by saying, Shat Shat Kakarotem Hayastane. Shnorkalem.